So we'll be making stew today and white okra. Then I selected my tomatoes and my pepper, included including garlic and ginger. And then I wash my tomatoes and my pepper until I'm satisfied with the neatness. So I put inside the pot, cover up and put on my stove. So I make sure I boil for some minutes. Then this is the water I use in washing my tomatoes and my pepper. So I just decided that none of this will be wasted today. I brought them out to my little garden in my compound. Then I threw the water that contained the seed of tomato and pepper, so that yes, if it cannot go into my stomach now, at least it will germinate, and at the end I'll be able to harvest some fruits. So then when I get inside, my pepper is already boiled. Then I have to transfer to my blender. That is when I'm preparing my blender, washing and making sure that it is neatly washed. So I prepare my blender, then I transfer my pepper into my blender. So before then, I say let me quickly wash my meat, the meat I will be using for the stew. So as I was washing, I remember that I'm going to use blender to blend this pepper. I'm here to blend it. So, and I remember that it is Nepal. We cannot trust Nepal. We are in Nigeria. So I rushed to my silver crest blender. How can I even cook without the silver crest blender? So I blend my pepper and it was smoothly blended. Then I came back to my meat. Then I kept washing again until it was neatly washed. So that is my meat. That is my pomo. I prefer this particular pomo, like white pomo, not the burnt one. So I make sure I remove all the dirt from this particular pomo. Then I pour water inside my meat to boil for some minutes. So I then as I put my meat on fire, I was actually preparing my okra too. We are cooking still with white okra. So then I was cutting my okra. So I love my okra to be cut in bigger size. I don't like those smaller size okra. In fact, if it is possible, I can cut uh, one okra into five. So I kept slicing my okra. At first, my phone almost fell to disrupt everything, but yet I I got it. So then this is my okra, well cut in this particular size. So then after that, I remove my meat from the fire to remove the water. This is how I process my meat. That one that cold water cannot remove, I believe hot water can remove it. So after that, then I put my meat together with my pomo. Then I added my seasoning. So after that, I put it on fire. Then I continue with my okra again. I don't cook okra with sodium bicarbonate, what we call cow. No, 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 no. So this is how I do my okra to make it slimy. So after cutting my okra, I won't add water. I will continue using my hands on it just like this until it becomes slimy. You know, the longer you stay on it like this, the more slimy your okra becomes. So that is how I continue doing it. I did it for like about 5 to 7 minutes until I am fully satisfied with that particular with the okra. It is slimy enough for me. So then look at me doing it vigorously. So you have to use your hand on the okra vigorously until you are satisfied with the slimeliness, if there's an English like that. So So I continue doing it vigorously. So look at it. It is even foamy. So the foam means that the okra is slimy. So then I'll transfer into the pot. Look at the pepper, look at the pepper and tomatoes blend together, very fresh. I don't. So then I pour my oil into my pot. That particular pot was the one I used in boiling my meat. So I just removed the meat from it and then I transfer the oil, vegetable oil to it. So that is the meat stock I added after adding Maggi. I did not add salt. I did not add salt immediately. I just added Maggi and the meat stock and then cover. So this is my meat. This is my pomo. So then look at the locust bean that I'll be using for my okra. It is optional. You can choose to take your okra just like that. So then, but I can't do without locust bean in my okra. So I kept washing this locust bean. I can't apply locust bean like that. So I wash it to remove something like this. You see this dirt, to remove something like such dirt. Some used to have sound, to remove those sands too. So I need to wash until they are neat. Until I won't use until it is neatly washed. Look at the water. You see the water is kind of clean before I start transferring into my okra. So now that cholera is even plenty, plenty for outside now. So I, I need to really make sure that it was neatly washed. I know the processing of locust bean, so I can't joke with whatever I put into my tummy. So then that is when I have added the locust bean into the okra. Then I went back to look at my stew on fire, see it. Dugu, dugu, dugu. Then I added my meat. After that, after covering for some minutes to make it heat up, I then transfer my meat and my mama to the stew. Then I tasted that. I think I see that I needed 1 cube of Maggi and little salt. I've not even added salt. I only added salt into the vegetable oil before after adding onions. So now I added a little salt. Then I tasted. It is perfect. Ah, very perfect. Then I transfer my okra pot to the stove. So for the okra to eat up. So this is it. I won't leave it for long. My okra will not spend 3 minutes. It will not spend 2 minutes on fire because I like that crunchiness in okra and it will still retain the green color. So I make sure that I immediately I put it on fire and it start foaming up like this. I off the fire immediately. This is me. I've off the fire. Then I've off the light. Mm. I've off the gas. So look at how slimy it is. So who tells you that your okra will not slime if you don't use sodium bicarbonate? Irọ́ pátápátá gbáà ni. So look at it. Just apply that method by using your hands to work on it vigorously. You will see. The more you use your hand on it just that way, the more it becomes. Look at my okra.